like it's going to play a role. Is there enough room for the two of them to get around turns 3 and 4 before they approach the slower traffic? It's going to be close. There is the winner, Dale Earnhardt, getting the lead. You see Teague going by right in front. Here comes Jeff Bodine getting second. The battle for third coming up. Brett Bodine drops low in that bright orange car, and Brett Bodine holds on to third, and Darrell Waltrip in the white red-top machine is fourth. Fifth place coming around. We're anticipating the number 7 of Harry Gant.
Jack Ingram was able to beat Ken Bouchard to the line.
Harry Gant did get fifth unofficially. Ingram 6th, as you mentioned. Bouchard 7th. Bobby Allison in 8th. Ed Berrier 9th, and the leading car 1 lap down, finishing in 10th position unofficially, number 97, Morgan Shepherd.
And the finish line. Morgan Shepherd has it off of turn number 4. Ingram will finish second. A good race. And the number 32 car of Dale Jarrett finishes third.
Ingram is on his way probably to another national championship. He came in as the points leader. And there's Martin and Tommy Houston side by side.
Martin won.
Houston, didn't he lose a lap, I think, a little bit ago when he spun on that backstretch? He was one lap down, yeah. But I was commenting that Ingram, he came in as the points leader. He's the only driver in Busch Grand National Racing who's finished in the top 10 all 5 races this year. Possibly in the 35th or 36th spot, and Jack Ingram is some 18 laps down, so young Bodine stands to gain some points, and he's having trouble.
Brett Bodine, problems with Brett Bodine. Bobby Allison with a T-bone maneuver up in turns 3 and 4. They're coming around for the white flag. Dale Jarrett avoids to the inside of the racetrack. Caution and white flag from Bobby Scruggs. It's down to the final moments here. Brett Bodine looked as though the car just cut loose on him between turns 3 and 4. And as he went up the banking, so did Bobby Allison, trying to avoid him, and Bobby had nothing to do but hit the man.
And Bobby trying to get that car coached around, teasing that injured Miller Buick back across to take a checkered flag as they come around. And with the white and yellow out, it is all academic. Harry Gant will make the sweep for the Busch Grand National Tour as he comes off under caution. He will win it here at the All-Pro 300. And Eli,
we'll never know what Darrell had up his sleeve.
We'll never know. We'll have to wait maybe 2 more races left as Bobby Scruggs holds the checkered flag.
Let's see if we can rack that back, fellows, in the truck.
History in the making. The 15th different winner for the first time in the Grand National Tour here for NASCAR. Jimmy Hensley becomes the 15th different driver to win this year.
And Jimmy comes off turn 4, takes the checkered flags from Bobby Scruggs, and the victory for Jimmy Hensley here in the Grand National Championship 200. Finishing in second is Mike Alexander. Brett Bodine holds down the 3rd spot, and a super popular win for Jimmy Hensley. Not only is he local and, of course, in the state of Virginia, but the stories that he and Sam Ard have worked so hard to get this team together, well, what can you say? You just got to smile for a couple of nicer guys in the circuit who pick up a victory today.
To contain $1 million bill. Winner of 11 races 2 years ago. Won the Winston that battle with second position. And as they run just a little off, not nose to tail, trying to draw away is number 9 Elliott. Bodine gives it everything that he's got at over 200 miles an hour off turn number 4. Here they come driving for the finish at the line. It'll be number 9, Bill Elliott, has won the 9th annual Busch Clash here at the World Center of Speed, Daytona. And it is a new record. Margin of victory, 29/100ths of a second. Number 9, Elliott, flanks a Ford in victory lane for the first time in this event. Jeff Bodine credited with second, Waltrip for third. It'll be Earnhardt fourth, Alan Kulwicki in fifth, Cale Yarborough to sixth, Benny Parsons in seventh.
He drops to the inside of the track there to try and shake him off. A trick we've seen done many times here before. Good move. Here comes Elliott, high side, looking on the high side, going all the way to the top. Coming down for the finish. Schrader on the bottom at number 90. Bill Elliott on the outside, coming down to finish the first 125. Elliott's there. Here comes Schrader back for the line. They're still side by side. It looks dead even. I think Schrader got it. Schrader made it. Schrader may have taken it by, and we'll have to look at that and replay. Schrader on the bottom of the track. Elliott had him 100 feet from the line. Incredible finish. Incredible indeed, both for Ken Schrader and his owner, Judy Dunleavy. Dunleavy been coming here for 38 years to Daytona racing. Now let's see it in replay, and we'll see if he really did win it.
Elliott seems to have the advantage about 100 yards away, but Schrader then cuts to the inside of the racetrack where he can get the most speed and just barely gets it by inches.
Then we see later on in the race there, side by side with Benny Parsons. He doesn't have quite so much luck to start with. The car gets away from him, but with tremendous control and absolute lack of panic, he holds on to that car and goes on to finish in the top 10.
Didn't work quite as well for Blackie Wanger in the car number 39. He spins around as leader Benny Parsons goes by. There's Bobby Allison running in second place. They'll go on to finish first and second as Blackie Wanger slips back up on the racetrack and hits the wall. Around, down on the inside, out of the way of oncoming traffic. Enough draft. Parsons coming right down on the racetrack with him on the low side, trying to pick up that draft, but again, I'm afraid he's too far behind.
Here they are for turn number 3. Parsons still trying to close. Final lap. Last sprint out of turn number 4. The pride of Georgia, Bill Elliott, straining car number 9 to bring it home and give Ford and give the folks from Georgia something to cheer about. He comes across the line to win it by about 10 car lengths. Bill Elliott, two-time winner of the Great American Race. Second place with a great performance, Benny Parsons, and third to the king, Richard Petty. An estimated 125,000 up to congratulate Bill Elliott on his cool-down lap of honor here at the World Center of Speed. Dan Elliott there with part of his crew. Final lap for Dale Earnhardt, and right where he met disaster, waving in his last lap. Crash up in turn 3. A crash in 3, getting through it. There's Schrader in the wall, needling his way through. Comes Dale Earnhardt. He's going to win it after a car crashes. 2 of them have crashed in turn number 3, and he picked the right spot to move through and take it home. Well, Ken Schrader in the Judy Dunleavy car out of Richmond, Virginia, has a last lap scrimmage with the wall, and he comes out short. There's first and second place coming across. Number 3 wins it. Number 5, Bodine, is second. It'll be Rusty Wallace with a great performance in third. Bill Elliott fourth. Terry Labonte fifth. Alan Kulwicki sixth. Kyle Petty is in seventh.
It'd be very hard for them to get by, which is the key thing.
Rudd's Ford and the Chevrolet of Parsons and the Pontiac of Rusty Wallace. They'll come around out of turn 3 and turn 4 one last time.
Crowd on its feet. This has more life left in it than I thought.
Checkered flag out. Ricky Rudd gets it.
Well, what did you think? Did you think Wallace?
There is Linda Rudd. And there is Bud Moore, who has still another big NASCAR victory to add to one of the most glorious career dossiers in the sport.
Taking it very carefully, about 2/3 of a lap to go. I think it's exactly what he's doing, Larry. I think the car may even be coughing a little bit, burping possibly, sputtering as he comes out of the corners. Elliott is off of it. He's out of it. Now does Earnhardt have enough time to catch him? It's likely that he does. Elliott is practically coasting through 3 and 4. Here comes Dale Earnhardt, definitely at a much higher speed. Dale Earnhardt goes around the out-of-fuel Bill Elliott, and Dale Earnhardt is going to win the Trans-South 500, his second win of 1987. Oh, my goodness. Can you believe it? A half a lap, about 3/4 of a mile, and Bill Elliott would have gotten the checkered flag. And look at the jubilation in the Wrangler pit. That is Kirk Shelburne, Richard Childress, Cecil Gordon, Danny Myers, and all the crew. They couldn't believe it. When they came by for the white flag, there's Earnhardt waving to the crowd. When they came by for the white flag, that crew had to figure, well, second place isn't too bad. Absolutely. You got to figure as they go by each other and congratulate each other for first and second. Elliott was lucky to hold on for second.
This will be his 24th career win, his 4th win of 1987 out of 6 races. The only other 2 winners, Ricky Rudd, and of course the winner of the Daytona 500, Bill Elliott. Dale Earnhardt wins the first Union 400 at North Wilkesboro. The battle for 3rd place goes to Neil Bonnet, although Alan Kulwicki was right on his back bumper. It is Kyle Petty in 2nd, Neil Bonnet 3rd, and Alan Kulwicki finishing 4th. Those 4 cars the only on the lead lap. 7 attempts. Richard Petty, that far behind, is going to come up short, though. Here comes Dale Earnhardt off of turn number 4, and the checkered flag drops. Dale wins another. His 25th career win and his 5th win of 1987. He has only lost 2 races this year.
Bob, there have been years when Bill Elliott was dominant on the super speedways and appeared to be unbeatable. There have been years when Darrell Waltrip had good seasons, and he was particularly strong in the short tracks. But as you went from short track to super speedway, there was always that hope, well, we'll get a new winner this week because we're going to one of those tracks that the guy who's dominating the season isn't strong on.
So, you know, everybody's going to say, well, sure, Bodine had it won and he spun out and Earnhardt takes the victory. But Dale Earnhardt was there in a position to inherit the lead if something happened to the other guy. It did. And here comes Dale Earnhardt off turn 4. Checkered flag for the victory here in Martinsville on the Sovereign Bank 500. Rusty Wallace will finish 2nd ahead of Jeff Bodine, who is a car length and a half back in 3rd. And the best career finish for Phil Parsons, car 55, finishing in 4th. And there Rusty Wallace pulls up alongside Earnhardt for the congratulatory wave.
He's making sure they've done everything right. Anything to keep your mind off of the emotion. Davey Allison, a half a lap to go.
Let's watch and see if Davey Allison can win the Winston 500. He's in turns 3 and 4. He's on to the tri-oval. A short straightaway connecting turn 4 and the dog leg here in front of the grandstand. He's a few feet away from the checkered flag. There it is. Davey Allison wins. Terry Labonte finishes 2nd. And Dale Earnhardt finished 4th. He was passed by the number 21 car of Kyle Petty as they came down. So Kyle Petty picks up 3rd and Earnhardt drops to 4th. Then Bobby Hillin Jr. and Rusty Wallace.
Sprint down the final straightaway on the backside of the mile-and-a-half racetrack. Labonte looks to the inside. Nothing there. Earnhardt slams the door. Richmond's out of it. No way. He can pick it up in his position, number 3, and it is Earnhardt, Labonte, Richmond, 1, 2, 3. Earnhardt for $200,000.
Now look at this.
Little kiss there.
second. Morgan Shepherd has it over Lake Speed right now. But it's Kyle Petty who this crowd of over 160,000 is on their feet cheering for Kyle Petty in the middle of turn 3. Now he's in turn 4. If he can just get it home safely, he says. Kyle Petty now the short chute on the front straightaway. Kyle Petty is going to win the Coca-Cola 600. What a day for Kyle Petty and the Wood Brothers team.
And the Wood Brothers are jubilant there in Victory Lane. And on pit road as they head for Victory Lane, they are excited. The second place finisher, Morgan Shepherd, the best finish of his season. Morgan had previously finished 5th at Rockingham, finishing 3rd. A good run for Lake Speed in the car number 83. In 4th place, all unofficial until the final rundown, we have Richard Petty. And in 5th, 2 laps down, we've got Darrell Walter.
Second of the group coming out of turn 2. In front of the air-conditioned, the climate-controlled horse grandstand. Into turn number 3. Drops down low. Finds that middle groove between 3 and 4. He'll nip the line coming off number 4. Lets the car drift high uphill, and Davey Allison takes the checkered flag. And Davey Allison has career win number 2 in just 16 starts. An incredible story for this team that was assembled over the winter of 1986-1987.
What a comeback. The last time we saw that car and that driver here on ESPN, we said it was on fire in Darlington. They rebuilt the car and re-confidence the driver. They gave him a pat on the back and came it over and did it. Could the comeback be complete, Eli? Could he take a checkered flag and win it? What a tearful celebration that's going to be. Richmond less than a half a mile from victory.
If he wins, it would be the 3rd straight victory for him here at Pocono. The crowd waving Richmond with the hand out of the window. And Tim Richmond has picked up the victory in the Miller High Life 500 here at Pocono. Bill Elliott is 2nd, Kyle Petty 3rd, Cale Yarborough is 4th. Let's see Earnhardt now across the line to finish 5th ahead of Bobby Allison and Ricky Rudd. We'll take you further back in the running order in just a bit, but what a day for Tim Richmond as Bill Elliott draws alongside with a polite little wave.
I think Elliott has got to be waving to congratulate Tim Richmond. They all realize, all his fellow competitors. Richmond waving to a celebrating crowd. It's got to be a popular win, not only among the competitors. There's Kyle Petty coming by to signal his approval for Richmond's victory.
270-degree radius corner. It's banked, maybe 10, 15 degrees, a third of a mile around. Tim Richmond going after win number 2. When he crosses the finish line, Tim Richmond will be 2 for 2, batting 1,000 in 1987. Here comes Tim Richmond. He's a winner again. Amazing story. Richard, I'll tell you, that leaves me with a very big impression.
Well, it does. It's got to know that, you know, you've been out of doing anything and then you can come back and win like that. But again, the team has not been idle. They've been running with Benny. They've been testing things. They've been doing things. And I think that, you know, the difference in the deal is that Tim's a little more aggressive than the other boys. And you know what I mean. Again, he's rested. He's ready for it. He's gung-ho, and he's just driving on sheer determination right now, I guess.
Allison's advantage in 3 or 4, but we'll see.
Here they come. Last lap to decide it all. Earnhardt, defending Winston Cup champion, trying to hold off Davey Allison. Allison is making his move. He closes. He pulls up. He's pulling alongside. Davey Allison on the high side. Earnhardt on the bottom. Here they come to the line. Allison trying to drop low as they come to the line. It will be by 4 or 5 car lengths. Car number 3. Earnhardt has done it. Joey Knuckles and his team will have to wait another day here in Michigan.
They've got Bobby Allison posted as winning the race right now.
I thought so, Keith. I thought he was only 1 lap down.
Well, that's a complete redo, Mike. That has to be a redo right there.
Look.
Car number 90 turning and flipping, going into the wall, and that takes out at least 3 other cars. He looked like a tire might have blown as they came down for the finish line, and Ken Schrader's automobile gets sideways and turns over and comes sliding on its top down the racetrack. Schrader inside the car, the camera still working as he takes the wheel, throws it out the window, and will climb out of it as the car turned upside down, came skittering down the racetrack
and he's going to walk away from it. And Bobby Allison has won the Firecracker 400. As we all have been pointing out exactly what Kowicki's car has been doing.
And look at this, Earnhardt says, see you, but Kowicki says, not yet, buddy. We've still got about a half a mile to go.
Off turn 3, the crew is watching. Cecil Gordon and the rest all cheering. Earnhardt will pick up the victory. Alan Kowicki will finish second. Third, Buddy Baker out the stripe will outdistance Benny Parsons, who finishes fourth. Fifth will be Davey Allison. Sixth spot, Terry Labonte, and Neil Bonnet will finish in seventh spot. Quite a show.
Elliott on the inside, Allison on the outside. Now swinging back to the outside goes car number 9. It's Bill Elliott back into the lead by 2 car lengths. Turn 3.
He was trying to break the draft, and he did a good job of it. But let's see, here is where the crucial point is. Coming off of this turn, it's a long way to the start-finish line, Ken, from turn 4.
Joey Knuckles, crew chief for Allison, looking on intensely. Here they come, driving to the tri-oval. Final time, final moment. Davey Allison moves it out. He's going to take one last shot at the line. Give it to Bill Elliott. Elliott wins. Davey Allison with a wonderful second-place finish. Dale Earnhardt comes across in third. A magnificent 19th annual $500,000 Talladega 500 is won by Dawsonville, Georgia's Bill Elliott, and the siren is beginning to ring. You'll probably hear it in Dahlonega.
You know, I'm going to be very interested to hear from particularly Jerry Punch, who has seen so many of these Winston Cup races. Does he ever remember a winner stopping as he took the white flag going on to win the race?
It doesn't happen often. There is the Kodiak crew as they watch for their driver, Rusty Wallace, to move through the final corners of this race. Here he is off of corner number 7, and Rusty Wallace has won the Budweiser at the Glen. Ooh. What a tremendous race we had here today. It was worth waiting an extra day for.
It really was. Absolutely astounding. Repeating again, if anyone out there can remember on a super speedway, look at Jeff Bodine shredding the left rear.
Yeah, it's completely gone.
Shot into the lead. The race is going to be for second. Shepard's going to try and move underneath.
Richard Petty is spinning down the backstretch and making contact with the inside wall. Petty crashes on the very last lap. Harold Tinder has the checkered flag in hand.
Watch Shepard.
It's going to be a battle for second. Bill Elliott is going to win. Dale Earnhardt is going to finish second. Morgan Shepherd is third. And Rusty Wallace fourth. Bill Elliott has done it. He has won his third consecutive Champion Spark Plug 400 here at Michigan.
Richard Petty, he's going to let Richard finish on the lead lap in 5th. Dale Earnhardt from Kannapolis, North Carolina, comes off of corner number 4 and takes the checkered flag. Earnhardt has won again in 1987. Here comes Rusty Wallace off the banking. He crosses the line in second position as Earnhardt is slowing down on the backstretch on the cool-off lap. There's Richard Childress and the other members of the Earnhardt crew who have registered yet another victory in this outstanding season.
They won by over 5 seconds tonight, and boy, the big question for 1987 now becomes how many winnings can Dale Earnhardt amass? He is well over $1 million already, and there's probably another $1 million en route.
Laps to go. We have trouble. A couple of cars together. And Neil Bonnet spins, and we have a tags the wall in turn 1.
And the caution is going to come out on the speedway as the leaders come past. This now is to the win then. Earnhardt will hold off Waltrip. They get the white flag and the caution from Harold Kinder. You cannot pass under caution, so that now technically was for the win. Darrell Waltrip will not be able to legally pass. Earnhardt is going past him there, but that is not for position. And there's Neil Bonnet, who brought out that caution on lap number 399.
And remember now, if the yellow comes out after the white has been displayed, it's anybody's ball game. You can race back to that checker, but the yellow came out before the white. They must hold position, and checkered flag goes to Dale Earnhardt.
The victory is the 11th of the year for Dale Earnhardt in 22 races. He is batting .500 regardless of the sport. That is an awfully impressive number. And 6 short track races this year, 6 victories. And there are the 2 crews involved in that great shootout, congratulating one another for a fine show. There's the man who finished second, Darrell Waltrip. Kind of thought he might be able to pick up his first win of the year here today.
Well, he's got to be
for this event, Alan Kulwicki. He's in turn number 3 now with the road blocked ahead of him. He'll just play it cautious here and make his way to the checkered flag as easily as he possibly can. Here he is. Ricky Rudd wins the Delaware 500 at Dover.
Ricky Rudd picks up win number 2 of the 1987 season for this young man. There have not been very many people who have been able to win more than one in the 1987 year.
There is Davey Allison, who finishes second, about 3.5 seconds behind. Third place is going to go to Sterling Marlin. Fourth will be Neil Bonnet, and fifth was Bill Elliott.
And something else that's very difficult to do in the modern era of Winston Cup racing, and that is to defend a championship. But Ricky Rudd has done it here at Dover. He was the winner of this race 1 year ago.
Something he can certainly do. 1 lap to go. Final lap.
White flag, and Labonte will look to the outside. There's Waltrip. Earnhardt now coming out of turn 2. Labonte trying to get around. They ride high, and Terry just nudges the wall.
Now they go down the back straightaway. There's nobody sitting here at Martinsville. Oh, the 3 cars touch. They get together. Labonte spins. Waltrip stays low. Darrell Waltrip is going to win here at Martinsville. Waltrip takes the checkered flag. Earnhardt will finish second. Labonte and Bobby Allison get together. They will finish, at least Labonte will in this case, finish third if he can get the car going again. Remarkable. After Labonte tried to make an outside pass on Earnhardt coming off turn number 3, we watch it again, rather off turn number 2. Here's where Labonte tries to go to the outside, and they run out of racetrack.
Labonte taps the wall. He is there. He just behind Earnhardt, but the inside groove is open. Here comes Darrell Waltrip up the inside. Let's see if there's contact. Labonte's car spins. He taps Earnhardt, gets Earnhardt out of shape. Labonte goes on around, and hanging on that bottom groove is Darrell Waltrip. He will move on the victory lane. Let's see what happens to Terry Labonte. His car down in the middle of the racetrack. Here comes traffic. There's Sterling Marlin goes around Richard Petty.
And we have a crash over in turn number 2. Not a crash, actually, but a spin involving Alan Kulwicki, but it does bring out the caution flag, and Labonte will be coming down to receive the caution flag and also the white flag at the same time, so this race is going to end under caution, and Terry Labonte has it.
Well, coming back from adversity, you talk about he started out in the wall in turn 4 on the first caution flag of the day. A cut right front tire, and now he'll take that same Budweiser Chevrolet and an impressive effort by Tim Brewer, Junior Johnson, and the crew to victory lane. His first win in 50 starts for Terry Labonte. Win number 7. He will come down, Bob, and get the checkers.
And here it is. Labonte receives the checkered flag, and Terry Labonte wins his first Winston Cup race of 1987. He gives Junior Johnson another victory here at North Wilkesboro.
Is now in 10th spot in the Wood Brothers Ford, and he's having a good day, but it's right now all Bill Elliott. Working his way through turns 3 and 4 with the checkered flag now in sight.
Half a mile from win number 21 on his career. 32-year-old Bill Elliott takes the checkered flag. He turned 32 years of age, and there's jubilation on pit road as the Coors Melling crew. There's Dan Elliott in the front there hugging his wife, Ernie and the rest of the crew, and Dad George at the left of your screen with the glasses. And there's the man who did it, Bill Elliott, the winner in the Coors Ford.
We will, of course, have comments from Bill in victory lane, so don't leave us now. There's more to come.
Waltrip around the outside, moving by Terry Labonte with 1 to go. Labonte coming back. This is your battle. Elliott will take it home. He'll win by 6 or 7 seconds. The battle is for second place. It is the battle for third. There it is, 17-11. Earnhardt will come in second. The battle will be for third at the line. Coming back to the strike. Number 9 is going to win it. Checkered flag is out. it'll be number 3 in second, and at the line, Waltrip will come home third. About a car and a half length in front of Terry Labonte when they cross the stripe.
One of the key things that happened there is Labonte got together with the 27 car, Rusty Wallace. There wasn't enough room. Darrell was able to go around on the outside and just got caught in one of those situations.
Next door neighbor on Lake Norman back North Carolina, so we're going to have a long week back in Denver, North Carolina.
Here's Rusty Wallace in for the final lap. Last time around for him as he streaks back toward the line. He's into turn 9, the final corner, and Rusty Wallace, the Missouri driver, will win here today. He's across, taking the checkered flag is Wallace. A great victory for this Raymond Beadle team, and they're second on a road course in 1987. Finishing second is Benny Parsons, and third is Kyle Petty. Fourth across the line will be Richard Petty. Fifth is Bobby Allison. Sixth is Terry Labonte. You'll meet the winner in a moment. Here comes 17 down to the line.
Down the backstretch now. Half a lap to go for Bill Elliott. For the final time, he moves the car in turn number 3, keeping the car about midway in the racetrack. Now enters turn number 4. Exiting turn number 4, Bill Elliott from Dawsonville, Georgia, wins the final Winston Cup race of 1987, the Atlanta Journal 500, and the crew celebrates in the pit area.
1987, Bill Elliott victorious here today. Dale Earnhardt pulling up to congratulate him. Both million-dollar drivers here in 1987. We'll be back with more from the AC Delco 500 in a moment.